it's Kay. Welcome to my build guide for the Minion Army League starter, which is designed for a fresh league start. It's completely made from rare items that you can pick up or craft yourself. So the build will also work in solo self-found. In this build, you will use a small army of minions for dealing damage as well as protecting yourself from incoming hits. The gear, gems and passive skill tree are balanced towards survivability, so you can focus on staying alive and leveling up. As you get more currency during the league and progress into the endgame, I highly recommend upgrading to one of my endgame builds. In this guide, I will talk about how the build works, how to play the build, how to summon the support specters, the passives Ascendancy and Pantheon, and gear including gems and links. The Minion Army Necromancer uses minions to do all the hard work, so you can focus on avoiding damage. Your skeletons and zombies are the main damage dealers. The specters and golems are your bodyguards. And they also give some nice buffs to the team. For the specters, I recommend using the Carnage and Host Chieftains. They cast Frenzy and Power Charges, which gives a big boost to DPS. The build has several defensive features. Mid-shield minions, a big life pool, a good amount of block and life recovery on block, and taunts from your minions. As you run through the map, cast skeletons on monster packs. If you find a tough monster, cast Signal Prey to make your minions focus on that target. You can also cast Arcanist Brand, which is linked to a curse. Use Flame Dash to get out of danger or to jump over obstacles. Set Bone Armor to your left mouse button to auto-cast its defensive buffs. When you fight a boss, you can cast Arcanist Brand on the ground before attacking. Don't forget to Signal Prey. You can also cast Foul Summon Skeletons if you have it. To get the Carnage and Host Chieftains, go to Part 2 Act 7, the Ashen Fields. Swap out your main wand to a basic wand with Desecrate. Then put Desecrate and Raise Spectre on your cast bar. Cast Desecrate. Move your mouse over the area while holding the corpse target key. Then cast Raise Spectre when you find a Host Chieftain and a Carnage Chieftain. I like to use 2 Carnage Chieftains. Here you can see them casting Frenzy and Power Charges. If you want your specters to look like mine, you need to get the Ebony Ray Spectre MTX. Don't forget to take Ray Spectre off your cast bar and put your main wand back on. Here's the passive tree for the build. Note that Decay Ward is anointed on Amulet, and you need Sovereignty to increase mana reserve efficiency. There are several jewel sockets that you can use for Ghastly Eye Jaws. The most important mods are Life, Taunt, and Minion Damage. For the Ascendancies, Unnatural Strength is the most important because the extra levels give all your minions more damage and more life. Bone Barrier increases your defenses as well as making your minions tankier. And Mistress of Sacrifice applies your offering skills to your Necro, so Bone Offering will give you extra block chance. For the Pantheon, I like to use Lunaris and Shakari for reducing and avoiding damage. Here is an overview of the gear including gems and links. Overall, the priority is to get the highest life mode on all items. You can self-craft this using Essence of Greed. I also recommend getting gear that has an armor and energy shield. This will make coloring the sockets much easier because almost every gem is red or blue. For the helmet, I recommend +2 or +3 to minion gem level. The gems are Raised Zombie, Predator, Multi-Strike, and melee physical damage. For faster map clearing, you can swap Multi-Strike to melee splash. For the body armor, I recommend using a crafted rare with increased maximum life and mana to make you tankier. To boost the power of your skellies, look for any mod that increases socketed int, active, or duration gems. For your skellies, the gems are Vow Summon Skeletons, Predator, Minion Damage, Multi-Strike, Melee Physical Damage, and Brutality. For the gloves, you can craft Minion Damage if you don't need resistances. The gems are Ray Spectre, Summon Carrion Golem, Meat Shield, and Life Tap. Life Tap allows your specters to quickly recast their frenzy and power charges. For the boots, it's usually cheaper to add movement speed with the crafting bench. The gems are Skitterbots, Convocation, Pride, and Dread Banana. You can craft a wand with minion damage using an Essence of Fear. Add Trigger a Socketed spell with the crafting bench or unveil the mod from Syndicate Loot. Your trigger weapon will auto-cast the socketed gems, which are Level 1 Desecrate, Bone Offering, and Level 1 Arcane Surge. Trigger spells cost extra mana, so we use Arcane Surge to increase mana regen. For your shield, look for Warlord Influence to get a special mode Recover Life when you block. The gems are Arcanist Brand linked to Vulnerability, and Unlinked Flame Dash. For the amulet, I recommend using Citrine or Jade Amulet to help with dex. A big upgrade is +1 to all int gems with Hunter Influence. The anointment is Decay Ward using Sepia, Verdant, and Teal Ore. For the rings, you can craft minion speed to help with clear speed. For the belt, use a Stygian Vice to socket a Ghastly Eye Jewel for extra life and minion mods. Lastly, the flasks are Panicked Life with Staunching for bleed removal, Jet for extra evasion, Quicksilver for speed boost, Quartz for phasing, and Granite for extra armor. The POV pace bin has leveling trees that you can use as a guide. You can also watch the complete Act 1 to 10 leveling guide by clicking on the link at the top right. There is also a detailed walkthrough on the forum guide. With thanks to my patrons for your support. Here's a list of absolute legends, and there are more patrons in the other tier. Okay, hope you enjoyed this build guide. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching, bye!